Hello! I wanted to give everybody a short video about how to complete one of the surveys in your course pack, the Leadership Practices Inventory. It should be a folded piece of paper that's blue and gray with yellow letters, or blue letters inside of a yellow box. Looks like this. So make sure everybody should have this in your course pack. And when you open it up, it looks similar to this. You have some instructions on the left side and a few questions to answer on the right side. So the first thing you will need to do is actually to answer the questions, the survey questions. Make sure to read the directions. Then on the survey side, there are 30 questions, and answer these to the best of your ability. It's about your leadership skills and styles, and maybe some of the strengths that you may already have related to leadership activities, and maybe some weaknesses. After you take the survey, we have to score it via a score sheet, which I have actually posted via Blackboard, and gets kind of complicated. That's one of the reasons I wanted to give you a video. So your first step is to complete the survey. Complete the 30 questions, and you may be asking, what do I put inside of those boxes? Well, you have a rating scale, if you look inside the document, of 1 to 10. 1 being almost never, and 10 being almost always. So you put the number of what applies to you inside the box. So for example, number 1, if you want to follow along. I set a personal example of what I expect of others. So if you do that almost never, it would be a 1. If you do that all the time, almost always, you would put a 10 there. Or if it's somewhere in the middle, put the number that is applicable to how you feel about the question. And do that for all the other questions. The other 29 plus the first one is 30. Okay? Now after you do that, you will need to print out in advance the score sheet that I have included underneath this video. You will need to print out the score sheet. And on the score sheet, which is also should be showing up on the screen right now, over my talking head, is the score sheet says self-response sheet. So you put your name on top of the score sheet, and then transpose the number for number 1 that you indicated on the survey to the score sheet. So on the survey, if you said I set a personal example of what I expect to others, and you put a number 8 there, then on the score sheet, you would put a number 8 on the score sheet. Okay? Number 2, transpose the number. Number 3, transpose the number, and so forth. Okay, now, since you've taken the survey and moved your scores from the survey to the score sheet, the next thing you have to do is to add up the columns in a vertical sense. So on the screen now, you should see a copy of the score sheet that you have in front of you, that you were able to print out from Blackboard, and now just add up the columns. So what you would do is add number 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, and 26 together. Add all those up together and just write in the total score at the bottom. Then add the second column together, and the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So when you finish with the fifth column, you should have 5 different numbers running along the bottom of the screen, or along the bottom of the score sheet, right? Okay, so make sure you have 5 scores, and you're probably asking now, what do these scores mean, right? Right. So we'll talk about that next. Okay, everybody should have 5 columns and some total scores at the bottom of each column. So the first column on your score sheet, although it does not say this, is about challenging the process. The second column is inspiring a shared vision. The third column is enabling others to act. The fourth column is modeling the way. And column number 5 is encouraging the heart. Now, I will actually upload what I just indicated on this video about what each column means. Plus, I will provide some links to some descriptions of the columns. What we're looking for is the highest numbers. So the columns that you scored the highest numbers are the columns that you may have the most skills at right now related to your leadership ability. Now remember, hopefully, you filled out the survey in a really honest way. That's not how you want people to perceive you, but it's how you really perceive yourself. So, for example, challenge in the process is folks who are not afraid of change, who you kind of see change as an opportunity, you don't mind taking risk, and you may take that risk or may embrace change even when other people are saying don't do it, that it's not worth it. So that's kind of a short description of challenge in the process. The second column, which many of you may have scored high on, is inspiring a shared vision. This is folks who can the creative folks who can see things on down the road that don't necessarily exist yet. Folks who can see the future, can envision the future. Folks who have a good sense of their dreams and of possibilities. And individuals who can share those possibilities and those visions with other people and can inspire them to kind of get on the bandwagon and join the journey. Column number 3 is enabling others to act. Folks who scored high in this column tend to have a good sense of how to build teamwork, how to foster collaboration, how to help folks work together to achieve the same goal. And folks who score high with column number 3 also have a great skill of encouraging people to be better, to increase their skill levels, to encourage folks when they're maybe down or unmotivated or they're not quite sure what to do. Column number 4 is modeling the way, which is basically you have a great sense of credibility within yourself and with other people. And they see you as a credible person, that you basically do what you say and say what you do. You follow through, you lead by example, you have a set of principles that tend not to change. People know what to expect from you, and they know what they will get from you, generally speaking. And number 5, which is encouraging the heart. And you have folks who score high on this category are really good at recognizing the achievements of others, encouraging others. This is very similar to column number 3, that you're motivating. People see you as a motivating force, and you understand how to get things done, how to make sure that people get things done.